dang.
Yeah. Bro, that'd be fun though. I'll definitely practice with you though.
Alright, cool. I'll let you know.
Hi, my name is Alec McMillan. Over spring break, me, my friend Mason Starterman, and Michael Mitz, we went on a road trip to Utah in a Honda Odyssey, and we shockingly made it. We thought it was a good idea to just drive straight to our first destination, which was Springfield, Missouri. That day we drove through Kansas. I think Kansas is my least favorite state.
Screw Kansas, baby!
If you can, just skip Kansas. Don't drive 14 hours straight, my recommendation. So we stopped in Springfield, Missouri. Once we left there, we went to a tiny little town in Colorado called Ouray. This town is actually super cool. It's known for ice climbing. There's a big dam that's there, and it freezes over every winter. Tons of ice climbers go. It's a really popular spot, so we got to go see that. So we went to Ouray, and it's beautiful. There's stars everywhere. You can see everything. We drove through the mountains 2 days after an avalanche went through it. Actually, there's still parts of the road that were covered in snow. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't dangerous. The most dangerous part was that we were having car trouble. We pulled over on an avalanche zone that specifically said, "Do not pull over," to check out the car. I thought that was probably the best spot that we could find right there. Michael had just taken a turn driving. This was my turn. So he was passed out in the back. So to me and Mason, we just started singing some worship songs as we drove through the mountain. And by the grace of God, we made it completely down the mountain without any more problems with the car. So we started driving into Utah on our way to Moab. So this is day 3 of the trip. We traveled 42 hours and 2.5 days. So we finally get into Moab. We have just enough time to do a couple little hikes. We did a couple hikes there. It was really cool to see. It was very different. There were vibrant reds and greens that you don't really get up in New England. Yes, I know we get a colorful fall, but there's always red and green. It was really cool to see because it was just different. Did a little rock climbing, a little bouldering. That was honestly one of my favorite places. It was really cool. And from there, we're driving to Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is where I was actually born. So I was really excited to see Santa Fe. 2 days before school starts again. So we had to go back to Mason's house to finish everything up, to drop some stuff off. So we leave Tennessee early in the morning, and we drive back up to New Jersey, and we stay the night there. We drove 6,500 miles. If you're curious, that's enough to go around the moon. We ended up getting back to Gordon on Sunday, dinner time, and classes started again on Monday. I think I've grown individually and just through hearing other people's perspectives. Because, like I said, I was very kind of in the middle of Michael and Mason, even in the sense of their outlooks on life. And I think it kind of ties into their personalities. Like, Michael's very kind of go with the flow, just kind of letting whatever happens, and just enjoying life. Mason is a bit more intentional. It kind of like tries to initiate things, tries to make things happen. He's definitely a natural leader, and that's some parts where we conflicted a little bit because we all have like leadership roles on campus. So we're all kind of like when we're trying to figure out what to do, it was just kind of weird because we all want to do different things. So we clashed a little bit, and that actually helped me learn that it's important to be flexible. That's important to kind of hear other people's perspectives. I think one specific way I grew was just in self-understanding, because when you spend 10 days in a car with only 2 other guys as your company, it's just like start to understand what kind of bothers you, things that get you excited, things that stress you out. I also learned the importance of just how cool it was to be able to just share an experience with 2 of my best friends, and just like you get to go with them, and just it's such a deep community, and it's such a we're all just very intentional with each other, and it was really encouraging to just be able to honestly just talk and share about anything. It didn't matter what it was. We were just able to talk about it, get each other's perspectives and opinions, and just kind of valuing that, understanding that you can't do everything on your own. And this again ties into the community part of it, because we were all just exhausted. We all had to switch drivers and rotate and sleep and eat and all this sort of stuff, and we all had to work together to not die while we were driving. So yeah, just learning to rely on each other, learning to rely on your community, I think are some of the biggest takeaways that I had.